Hello, my name is Aboli, and I'll be trying to help you understand three basic functions that can help us use variables: the isSet function, the onSet function, and the empty function. This is very important because they help us validate input and report errors. To help me do this, I will be using the PHP manual to go over a few definitions and show syntax, and then I'll use the W3Source website to show simple working examples of the function. Let's begin here with the isSet function, which determines if a variable is set or is not null. The syntax for this function is isSet open parentheses and one variable or list of variables we're trying to check for, and the mixed we see here just an indicator that this could be any kind of variable, but not all kinds of variables are accepted with this function. It is a Boolean function too, so it'll either return a true or false. Here is a really short and simple example of the isSet function. Right in this PHP block of code, we declare a variable var1 and assign it a value of test. I'm going to use this var dump function to display the information about this variable. So I'd say var dump, and the isSet function here, which is our actual concern, the opening parentheses, and the variable we're trying to test. In this case, variable 1 is set to test, so if we submitted it, it would show true. I'm going to go back in here and take away the value of the variable, and if we submit it, we see that it is false. In other words, variable 1 is not set. The next function I'll be addressing is the onSet function, and like the name implies, it has the easy job of destroying a variable, and it voids it, hence the name. It has the same syntax as the isSet function, only we're doing something else. So it's onSet the variables as parameters we're trying to check, and just like the isSet function, this one can accept a different range of variables. They could be strings or integers or whatever the case may be. I'll show you a working example of this one as well. Here we have a variable xyz that has been set to a string treat, and we have our function right here, which is supposed to undo this right here, and this two echo statements in between just to show us what this variable's value is at this point and what it becomes at this point. So I'm going to go in and change this just so the output on the bottom changes and you see with me. If I submit this, it tells us that before using the onSet function, the value of xyz is good. After using the onSet function, the value of xyz is unknown. In that case, we could say we have successfully destroyed the variable xyz. So it's pretty simple how they work. Unset undoes whatever has been set. Finally, we'll talk about the empty function, which determines whether a variable is empty if it does exist, if there's any value in it. And it'll be good to understand what would be considered to be empty. In this, we see that an empty string, 0 as an integer, 0 as a float, 0 as a string, a null value, a false value, an empty array, and variables that are declared without values. So in the working example, we went over here, we have two variables set, and right here when we give the function empty here for this too, because this is what we're trying to check at two different points, if we ran this one at this point, now if I took away the value of it and I submit it, it'd tell me that var1 is empty. But if I put something in it, it tells me that var1 is not empty because I put a value in it. Thanks for your time. I hope that was helpful.